So I think this is a 2008 Impala. They say it has a coolant leak, they believe. And I got this Jeptitor or whatever. Worst thing about this thing is nothing fits in the case and stays in there. I've used it several times and had good success. Yesterday I went to try to do one for a, what was that thing, a Subaru 2013 or something like that, and I couldn't find nothing that would fit on the cap. Now this one here, I have this one here that fits a lot of the GM. Huh. Well, that's nice. So what we're gonna do, let's put you on tripod so I can get the cap off. Okay, let's try it now, huh? Sometimes a cap can be what the smell is. Got some green fluid in there, so that's a good sign. And I'm not sure that one's gonna fit. So let me try some more. Okay, so I got a few different ones here. Bang my head on the hood again, and that one don't feel it either. Thing is, I got like this one here, the seals on the top, but you got this hose right here that goes back, so it's got a seal down in here. I'll bring you back so I figure this out. That's the worst part about this, trying to find one that fits. This is the one they call for most of the GMs, but see how that's real wide, or real long, I mean, and it don't seem to want to fit down in there and tighten up. Maybe it will. Okay, we'll try that. I was gonna go with this one, it was a little shorter. They also give you this tool here in case you get too tight or something. You can get it back off. So what we're gonna do is two things here. One, we're gonna pump this up. This cap here says somewhere, says 18 psi right here. So I should be able to pump this up to 18 psi. And I can hear something. Huh. I can hear something. Is it coming out of here? Right now it's on 15 psi. I'm gonna leave it there a minute and see. And while it's wet with that wire, yeah. Let me try to say that again. While we're sitting here waiting on it, and it has pressure on it, we can get a light. I don't know if you guys will be able to see that or not. We can get a light and start looking around, see if we see anything. My concern is that noise I heard, was it this leaking? I can't hear it leaking. So I'm going to leave that sit there for 10-15 minutes. We'll come back and see where the pressure is at. So after a few minutes, I don't know if you guys will be able to see this, it did drop some. It was at 15 right there where the green stops before. It's just below it. Sorry, I'm trying to hold the camera up. So now, it's really going to be a leak, or we're not sealed up here. I may try it with a different cap on here. But I do see some wetness. Yep. If you look, I don't know what all you guys are seeing. I don't know if you can see down there or not, but in that bottom tray down there, let me see if I can zoom in. Get it. But right down there, there is in the bottom of the pan, it is wet. Right below the radiator. So, you know what, I should probably throw some cardboard under here and see if I can find the leak that way too. So I went to put the cardboard down, I noticed there's dripping, see it? So after further looking, I decided to look at the hoses, because the only thing up here that would have coolant is either the hoses or the radiator. And if you see right here, that back in there is all wet. So now I just got to determine, is it this hose leaking or the radiator? And I think the radiator, because if you look back in behind there, which you guys probably can't see because my fingers, the fins are wet. So just sitting here not running with no air blowing, it would be hard for this to leak around. So what I'm going to do is get me a rag and I'm going to dry around this hose real well. Because if you look, there is a little bit of water right there. But I'm going to dry around that hose and then we'll make sure that that's the leak. But I'm pretty sure it's the radiator leaking right there on the top. Okay, I can see that it's still dripping. I don't know if you guys can or not. But what I did here, I took that paper towel, I dried all the way around that radiator hose. I got a light down in there, I'm hoping you can kind of see. I'm outside, it's still dark in there. But anyway, I cleaned that all off. And the only thing I see, it looks like water is coming from this seam on here over. Get the light in there better for you. But this seam where the radiator and the cores are put together on right here, it looks like that's weakened over toward the hose. It's too dry by the hose. Now the other thing we're going to do is just take the hose, move it around. Because if it's leaking, a lot of times if you try to move it around, it'll leak harder. Now let me see if I can see in there. And it's completely dry underneath the hose. I hope you guys are seeing that. See, it's dry under the hose, but if you look on this one rib right above my thumb, from over here on the side, it looks like it's trying to wick over that way. So it's definitely the radiator leaking. So we'll have to let them know. Tell them it's the radiator, for sure. Now we can go ahead and let the pressure off, because we know where the leak is. Now we can take this thing off. Then we can go back to knowing the radiator's leaking. Now you could take and try to look at this, you know, everybody says, well, you can start it up and it'll build pressure. Correct. But if you drive it and the wind goes through it, you know, it's not just the wear pushing. Cars have turbulence under them and all, so it can blow antifreeze all around, and you might not know where it's coming from originally. The other thing is, if you stop and it still has pressure on it, everything's probably already wet, so you still don't know for sure unless you see it physically coming out of someplace. So that's why I like the pressure testers, because you can dry everything off, you know the car's not moving, you can put pressure on there and you can see where it originally comes from. That's why I like these. Now, like I say, this set here seems to be okay. Some of this might be me and my applications of putting stuff on. The only thing I've really been disappointed with so far is I couldn't do the Subaru Legacy yesterday. I think it's this cap here. This one wouldn't fit either. It's like everything would fit, but this is too long. And even if you smoosh it together. But for the money, this will do for most homeowners. If you want to do it yourself thing. I think I paid $80-some for this, which is a lot less than a lot of the other ones you can find out there. But a lot of them are more professional and are probably actually maybe better. This part here, if you got to refill one, you can hook air hose to it and your coolant line to it, and you can actually pull a vacuum on the system, and you can let it set for a little bit and make sure the vacuum stays on it. Then you know you don't have no leaks, and then you open up the line and let the antifreeze, it'll suck the antifreeze in because of the vacuum. It'll pull it in until there's no antifreeze. I mean, no more air to push out, and it's full of antifreeze. Bad explanation probably, huh? I wish they had a little better thing of stating what these was fit for and what they fit. I did look it up for a different tester online that looks exactly the same as this, and I've been kind of using that. They did give me this paper. And it kind of tells some here. Let's show you here. You can look at this if you want to. Maybe if I turn it upside down, it'd be better. Or right side up, huh? But it kind of gives you some examples and what to do. Just a different color box, I believe, is what they told me anyway. I bought and paid for this with my own money. Alright, so this is not a, they give me nothing to hype up or nothing like that, which I would not anyway. If I ever get something for a review, if I don't like it, I'm going to say I don't like it. And if I do like it, I'll be good with it. My biggest complaint so far is yesterday I couldn't hook up to the one car, and I wish that the stuff fit better in the case. But I guess that's a minor problem there.